I'm going to ask you to go on a little journey with me. I want you to close your eyes and picture a kid who struggles with organization, who struggles with making good decisions, and who will always struggle in life wherever he goes. Imagine someone who may look fine on the outside, but on the inside fights with every assignment he is given. Someone who is trying so hard and is still treated like he is just lazy or has an attitude problem. The person you're picturing right now has been prenatally exposed to alcohol and lives with the results of fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Now, open your eyes. Am I what you thought you would see?
As a parent of a young man with FASD, I can tell you that this is an emotional issue. It's one that goes to the very core of our family. It's an issue that we deal with every day. Having said that, I can tell you I am immensely proud of my son Alex.
Oh, I don't get me cheered up before I do the camera.
Alex has been a tireless champion for people living with FASD. Every chance he gets, he accepts the opportunity to speak, to talk about what it's like to live with this, to really help break down some of that stigma.
I learned that I had FASD in the 2nd grade, but it really started to affect me in 5th grade. I started realizing that it's not just something that is invisible, it's noticeable. There are things that other people made look easy that were hard for me. Learning new concepts and moving from one subject to another. In my mind, I just wanted to stay with one subject until I had that one down. It's like having multiple puzzles outspread over a table and not being able to complete one before moving on to another. There are some educators in there, there are some parents, there are some people who work with other kids with disabilities, there are some people who don't even know what FASD is, and that's what I'm here for. I'm just here to explain, what FASD is, how they can help others who have disabilities or FASD. It helps me a lot to just get out what I'm feeling, and just to get the knowledge out, and maybe someday put an end to FASD. My mom is my adoptive mom. I was adopted at the age of 3, 3.5 actually, from Bryansk, which is in Quincy, which is 6.5 hours southeast, I think, of Moscow, and I've never met my birth mom. There should be a bigger view of learning abilities of all students. There's more than one type of animal in the jungle. You wouldn't expect the fish to climb a tree, would you? I've learned that God gives the toughest battles to the toughest soldiers, and kids with FASD are living on the battlefront. For us, MoFast, friends and family are the people on the home front, sending us the ammunition to fight each day.
It caught me in utmost unexpectancy. Better stop it now. It's #1 emergency. 1 shot, 2 shots, pour me more Hennessy. Damaging my brain, why ruin God's gift to me? Hey, don't give me any liquor tomorrow, not ever or today. Hey, hold me accountable. I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old from Little Rock, Arkansas. My mom got me tested for FAS when I was 8 years old, because I was having schooling problems and behavioral issues. Yeah, so basically my journey has been like growing up through the struggles of learning disabilities and behavioral disabilities and anxiety and depression.
Martin, how about you? What do you like to do?
I like to do the Rubik's Cube. Actually, the muscle memory thing he was talking about, that goes for me too. Like, I used to go to Rubik's Cube competitions. My fastest solving competition, I believe, was 36 seconds.
That's about 3 days faster than me.
Yeah. Other than that, I like to rap. And basically, the goal is to help them understand, like, see through the stigma and see basically like that kids aren't a lost cause. Like, we're lost sometimes, and we just need to like find like the next step, like the first step, and just need support and some people need more support than others. Yeah, so we just try to help them to understand like how to help us the best way and what ways could work and what ways possibly might not work.
Martin and I are both a part of MoFest Youth Young Adult Speakers Panel. We go out to different organizations and we talk about what it's like to live with FASD. We'd like to give you the chance to ask any questions. Don't be afraid to ask anything because we'll give you an honest answer about anything.
Martin, what helped you start to manage your anger? Was it just growing up, or was there a skill that you used?
Well, it was also partially as growing up. Because in middle school, well, there's a lot of kids that make fun of you. I got made fun of a lot in middle school, so that didn't help. Also, as my disability started flaring up more in middle school, as I got older. And the other part was I had a lot of good therapists and went to a lot of therapy. So that helped me, gave me the tools, and I had a couple hospitalizations, well, a little more than a couple. But yeah, other than that, like I just got tools to help me with that, and also martial arts. Because I was in Shaolin Kung Fu, so practice like the monks did at a dojo in Anoka. So the first thing we do when we got in there, we meditate, we practice on the peace part. I do Tai Chi, and whenever I got angry, I'd meditate through stretching, and my mom would be like, Martin, go outside, practice Kung Fu, calm down. so I do my forms outside.
Sports is probably one of the greatest things that I could ever run into because I get to make new friends. I get to do what I love, which is exercise. Also the competitive part, which, I put my disability aside and I get to compete with everyone else who doesn't have a disability, and I get to show that I'm not just a kid who has FASD.
What would you, if each of you had to identify your biggest challenge?
I'd say one of my biggest challenges is relationships, trying to make and sustain healthy relationships, because I'll try to do anything to impress somebody to want to be my friend. So it's hard for me because I don't really know too much about how to make friends and keep them. Well, I know how to keep them. It's just hard to make them at first. So I don't know how to approach it. So that's one of my biggest challenges, and choosing positive peers to hang out with, ones that will benefit my needs and benefit my lifestyle and go have the same values as me. So that's hard for me to do.
That's very insightful.
Thank you.
Decision making, because something here and now may be fun and enjoyable, but later on it may hurt me. I have not been in the law enforcement like the judicial system yet, thank God. That's mostly from my parents just being very eye-opening to me, because without them I wouldn't be able to understand the full concept of cause and effect. If I do this, then this is going to happen, which will really end up hurting me.
One of the things that I have come across in dealing with FASD is that there's stigma with many disabilities. There's big stigma with mental health issues and disabilities. But the one thing that's unique to FASD is that it's not just the individual living with FASD who faces stigma. It's the mothers, it's the parents. When I say my son has an FASD, I can tell you almost every person I say that to out loud steps back and wants to know more. Their questions aren't about Alex, about what his struggles, about his daily life. Their questions are about me. Are you his birth mother, or are you his adopted mother? How are you processing this? I can watch it on people's faces. And so it's that double stigma. And it makes it hard for families to ask for help. It makes it hard for parents to get an accurate diagnosis.
We live in a society that's that labels, and it's tough, but maybe someday that'll change. I'm glad to be who I am today. I may not be well in school, but you know, in the streets, you know, I could do just as well as anyone else.
Hey, hold me accountable, responsibility, honesty, support me. It's the key to success. Hey, baby, no booze, straight edge, drug free, fears and demons gone. Hey, God's mercy, peeps, compassion, dry fashion's my swag.
For me, I live in the here and now and not in the then and there. I live each day as a new battle. And I appreciate the chances that I get to speak about my experiences, and I'm really glad that you are all here to join us tonight. I'm grateful for all the work that all of you are doing today, helping others who live with this disability or any disability.